I'm Susan Jane, the Intuitist, and I am doing a flower reading for a very special young lady. Now, I'm keeping it all anonymous so we can put it up on social media, but this particular lady has been doing it a bit tough. You know, I've seen a few of her posts. I don't know of her personally, but I've seen a few of her posts and she is doing a little bit tough. So I said to her, look, send me a flower image. Let me do a reading for you. Let's see what your intuition is telling you that you need to do. So of all the millions of flower images she could pick, she actually picked this one. And oh, this one. I'm going to actually superimpose this when I finish the recording. So you'll be able to see it, but at this stage it's only on my computer laptop so I can see it. But this beautiful flower is going to represent how she wants to feel after all the emotions and all the trauma and changes to the world. This is how she wants to feel. Now, as you can see, this flower is a very popular flower. And when somebody is saying they want to feel better and brighter, they often will pick this type of flower. Now, what's really special with this one, I have done a reading just recently, is exactly the same. It was not exactly the same, it was a sunflower. However, it had a darker centre. So the heart area was a lot darker in colour. Now, this one's a lot brighter. But what I'm going to do is go through a little bit more so you get an understanding of what flower reading is all about. So when we first look at the flower reading, we look at the motivation. So what motivates this person to achieve? So their intuition is saying, because they have picked a portrait image, not a landscape image, the motivation behind this is all about being positive. It's about the individual and it's about being positive. So with a landscape image, it can be more about the negative, where we see, but it's about a group, it's about a community. So when we see it in a landscape, we go, okay, it might be a negative, but what they're seeing is something that's negative that they can change and they can help. In a portrait, it's more about focusing on the positives. So there may be negative things happening, but the attitude is to get them motivated. The attitude is more about, okay, I can't do anything about the negatives, but what can I do for the positives? What can I put forward to help people in a positive manner? Because again, it's a portrait too. It's all about the individual. So it's about how this particular person feels that is of a positive nature and how she can help go forward with that. So with that, we look at, okay, what can she do that she feels is positive and that she can do and she can achieve, and she can put forward that in a way of making her feel better. So when we see a lot of things that we can do and we can help other people, it may not resonate with us. This needs to resonate with that person. It needs to resonate with them, that they feel that they are doing something they want to do and they feel that that's going to help other people. So that's the motivation behind it. So for an example with that one, if you're looking at, and I've seen some of this person's posts, so I've got a bit of an understanding in that way, but what I've seen her do is quite a few TikTok posts. And honestly, the smile on her face and the concentration on doing it right and the smile on her face from doing it, it's lovely to see. It's really delightful to look at. And she's doing it because she's enjoying it. We can see that she's enjoying it through the videos. And that's what keeps us going and keeps us looking, okay, you know, putting a smile on the face and let's go forward and keep going with that one. So I love that that's the concept of it. Now, if that is all that this person can do to make her feel better and make others feel better around her, then that's beautiful. That's a perfect goal. That's going to highlight everything. So that's that aspect of helping her feel better, is do something that you like, do something that you enjoy doing and share it to the world. It doesn't matter whether they like it or not. There's a lot of people in there that do, and they will keep it going. That's the motivation. So that's the format of the image. Now, when we go a bit further, there's 16 elements we can look at here. I'm not going through them all, but I will pick out a few. What I can see with this image too is and again, it's a personal goal, a personal emotional goal. So the goal is to make that she wants to feel better in herself. So when I look at this image, we can look at the leaves. Now the leaves are guides. The leaves are going to help us. When we have a leaf above, up high, it's more of a spiritual aspect. When we have it down low, it's more of a physical aspect. So the goals are more physical. When they're on one side, now my video's twisted around. So when the leaf is on the right side of the flower, then that's more of a physical aspect. When we're looking at it, it's on the right side, it's a physical, yeah. When it's on the left, it's more of a, futuristic, coming in the future. If it's to the left of the flower, this gets a bit challenging. If it's to the left of the flower, then it is more of a past, in the past. So when we look at a leaf, when we look at the leaves on this one, we can see that there is definitely a lot down low, and they are attached to that flower. So the ones down low are more of the physical. So definitely more people orientated. It's more about that physical skill to help you, the physical help that people are going to do. And there's been some in the past, but there's a lot more coming into the future. So that's that very bottom one that we can see down there. So she is going to have a lot of hands-on help coming in the very near future. Now, when we look a little bit further up, there's something there in the past. There's a leaf there in the past, and we're starting to go a bit further up in the goal, in the physical to the spiritual aspect. The higher up, it still can be a physical person, but what they can be doing is giving you a lot more spiritual guidance. Okay, so that's more of that spiritual help. So when we get that, and when I'm saying spiritual, I don't necessarily mean it can be emotionally attached and that way inclined. It doesn't necessarily have to be all about, say, God. It's more about your spiritual connection, more about understanding who you are, and who you are is your spiritual self. So understanding the spiritual side of you, not just your physical side. So we look further back into that, and we get that understanding there. So with this image, we can see that there's quite a bit of guidance there. There's a lot in the background that she's not even aware of. There's a lot of guidance in the back there that she would be picking up as she goes along, and she's not even aware of that. That the spiritual guidance in the background could be seeing things on Facebook, picking things up on social media, different aspects like that. That's that spiritual guide behind you. There's also a few other goals that are behind her. So hers is the main goal in the front. She wants to be happy. But there's also two others in the back there behind her that is important to her to be happy as well. So there's two elements there that she can be mindful of. So if she's happy, that could be partner, could be family, it could be child, anything else. But there's two other aspects there that are really important to her that she needs to be mindful of, that she wants them to be happy. So in what she does will reflect on what they do as well. So we talked about that. We can look at the goal, the journey and the drive, the journey to get to her goal of being happy and being open, which is what that flower is saying. And her journey, her path, her goal, her direction is very, very straight. Look at the stem. That's the stem. Look how straight and how strong that stem is. There is no doubt about it. This young lady is on the right path. Now, that stem is so strong, and sunflowers are grown. Well, actually, they're grown for a couple of different reasons. One's for the seed, one's for actually a cut flower. This one, I am not sure of the type, but I'm thinking it's probably more of a small seed type, because they have the bigger heart center, the seed ones. But you have a look at that stem. It's so strong, it's so powerful that she's definitely on the right path. We don't need to worry about that. That's all good. But the path is showing in the image. So her intuition is telling her that the path and the journey is just as important as the flower, as the goal itself. So it's learning the understandings and the learnings that you get as you go along on that path or that journey. So that's telling her that. Now we look at the flower itself, and we can go into the colours. Now the yellow into an orange in the centre. The flower, the petals are our attraction. What we need to do we need to have a lot of attraction? Do we need to attract a lot? Do we need to understand that we don't need as much? Is there numbers in the attraction? You know, how many do we have to go with? And there's lots of areas like that we can look at. I'm not going into all of that. And to be honest, I don't think that is as important here. I tend to look at this image, and whenever somebody picks a sunflower, it's always about the heart. It's always about that center. Now, if you don't have that passion, if you don't have that drive, that understanding, there is no way known you're going to get that. Now, we look at that sunflower and we can see that the heart develops slowly from the outside, where we get that understanding coming in, the attraction coming in, and it develops as it progresses. As the flower progresses, so does our heart, our drive, and our understanding of it. You're going to get happier as you go along. And you need to be mindful that of those happy times, because too often we look at, say, I know I do it. When we look at the past, we can see all those negative things. You know, all those bad things that have happened to us, we can see all those. We tend to, if we have a bad thing happening to us now, we tend to grab hold of that crap that's happened in the past and drag it forward. I know I do. I know if I get a bad comment on Facebook or on somewhere, I tend to sort of go, oh yeah, and that other person said that, and that other person said, and you take all this other crap with you and you bring it all in together. Yet when somebody says something nice to me on Facebook or on social media or even in person, you sort of go, oh yeah, yeah, thanks. But you don't take all that positive stuff that was happening before and put it all together and make this big positive aspect. Oh, no, no, no. We only do that with the negatives. What this flower is saying is stop. Be mindful of those positives. Be mindful of those people that you're connected with that do give you the positives. And look, you don't have to have positives all the time. Life does have positive and negative. That's what it's all about. But be mindful of those positives and just mark them down and say, yeah, that happened. That did happen. I remember that. So mark them down and be mindful of them. Because again, it's so easy to bring forward all the crap, all the negative stuff, and tend to brush off the positives. Don't let this happen. Your flower is saying, your intuition is telling you, don't let this happen. And the little positives are coming up. And as you get further and further into your goal, and your flower is saying there's so much more there still in your heart to come out. You're only letting a few of it out, just the outside, just the safety bits where the attraction is. So when we look at the petals and we go at this attraction, can you imagine like a little bee or a little, fly coming in because they're attracted to you? So the attraction's bringing them in. There's a reason why the attraction's bringing them in. Colour is one of them, and yellow is joy, vibrant, bright. That's what will attract people to you. And then you're allowing your heart to open up on the round, on the outside. So as you're attracting them, you're allowing them to see you, to see you. As you get more comfortable with this, as you start to be more mindful of those nice feelings and allow them to come forward more often, the center of that is going to open up as well. And you start to be more mindful and more open with your heart, more open with that aspect. So yeah, there's still a lot there to go with. There's still a lot of center. But then looking at her on Facebook, she's only young. I mean, I feel like I'm very old when I look at how young they are. So they've got so much growing and so much more to go. And I always look at it like it's like a buffet. Say all the meals for the rest of your life were here on a buffet. You can eat whatever you like. But you don't want to eat everything now and then there's nothing for later. So when we're learning, when we're getting all this information, And the journey, why the journey is so important is because we're growing and we're developing and we're getting new ideas and new understandings as we grow. And that's what this is all about. So for this young lady to find her happiness at this stage with her image that she's put forward, she needs to know, be mindful that she is on the right path. Okay, stop going too far out of field. You are on the right path. This is where you need to be and where you are. It's strong, it's supportive, it's going to get you there. And it's a straight line. You're not mucking around here. You're on the right path. You need to be doing things that are enjoyable to you, that make you feel happy, and allowing that to be put forward. Okay, so make sure you're doing things like, if you're working in a mundane job and you're not happy, it's making money. And in this day and age at the moment, we need the money, we need the job. Make sure you're doing something outside of that that makes you feel happy. Make sure you're doing things on the weekend or after work if it's painting, if it's pendulum work, if it's meditation, yoga, it doesn't matter what it is, your TikTok, it doesn't matter what it is, as long as it makes you happy. Okay, because that is what's going to keep you going and keep you growing. That side. You're going to have some physical help. Allow it to come through. It is more of a feminine nature because of the shape of the leaf. Shapes bring in our feminine masculine aspect. It is more of a feminine nature, but it is more physical in that way. So it's going to give you really good direction and understanding and guidance. You've had one in the past with a little bit more spiritual. You've got another one coming in the future, which is going to be a lot more spiritual guidance. Okay, so that's that side of it. A lot of work behind you, a lot of support behind you. This particular sunflower, I'm not sure whether that one's grown for the seed or whether it's grown for a cut flower. I can't tell 100% on that one. So I would look at that as, well, it's practical. It's practical in the fact that it's either a cut flower to make people happy, or it's growing for seed, and that's going to help people as well. So it's a practical aspect. Look at that. The flower's right in the center. I won't go into that. What else do you need? It's whatever you're going to do is going to make 2 other people happy as well, that are close to you, that like-minded, close to you, that a lot more supportive, a lot more so than you realize, a lot more so than you realize. So that's that aspect. Again, there is a lot more we can go into. I haven't gone right into all the colors. It's just too detailed. If you want a personal reading, I am available now for personal readings. They do take a little while to do, and I'll do them in a video format, very similar to this type of format. So you've got an understanding. You'll have the image here. You'll be able to look at it while I'm talking about it. So I'll be putting that up as I do this recording, as I finish this off. So I hope you enjoyed that. Just subscribe, tick, follow, like, whatever you do. I mean, you know, this is all just part of getting this information out there. I just want people to realize that you don't have to be restricted to a deck of cards. To understand who you are, you have to allow your intuition to pick, not a deck of cards to pick. Allow your intuition to pick whatever it was. You can imagine how many millions of images there are of flowers, and just on a sunflower, you know, it has to be the right one, and you catch it in the right way, and you know, it makes a big difference. But all the very best for the weekend, or well, for the rest of the year with 2020, the way it's looking. I hope you've enjoyed that reading, and I'm not going to mention your name because I keep getting close to it, but I hope you have a great day. All the very best, and I'll put up all the details. I'll put up all the details on, you know, how you can connect with me if anyone else is watching it. All right, see you later. Bye for now.